Johnson. I'm the CEO of November Swamps and CEO Shuba Modupe Snail. This morning, I just want to show some of the routine, how we clean our snails, the snail pen. Then number two, I want to show you how to identify a snail that is lacking calcium. If your snail is lacking calcium, so how would you tell? How would you know? Okay. Then number three, the number three should have been number one. That's to show you the first thing to do when you get to your farm. Okay, in the morning. When you get to your farm, you clean your hand or you wear gloves. So that's the first thing you do. Then, to show you how we clean the fuses, the waste on the farm. Then we'll be feeding them with orange this morning. So all these are packed in this video. So number one, let me show you. I want to wash my hand. You get a clean water free of chlorine. So you wash your hand thoroughly. Okay, you wash your hand. Okay, so I haven't done this, so it's either you wash your hand or you wear gloves. But in this scenario, I'm not wearing gloves, I'm washing my hand. And don't forget the fact that we are making use of backyard farming model, and that's because I know that most Nigerians or most Africans, we are not, we don't have access to land, okay, of ours, and considering the economic aspect of the country or of the continent. So wherever you are at your backyard, you can start something small, then you can grow big. Of course, if you have your millions, you can make use of this model, which you can now transfer even to the bigger or to the larger scale. But as a smallholder farmer, you can make use of this little facility that we have here. For instance, here now, this facility can accommodate as much as even 1 million naira worth of snails. That's how simple or how less economical, expensive snail farming could be. Now let me show you here. So when you get to your farm, the first thing to do is first to examine your snails. Okay, you are examining your snails to see if they are active. So this is active. I'm picking them. This is active. This is active. This is active. Okay, so you'll be picking them randomly, and of course I expect to pick all, because sometimes you see snail will not tell you they are sick. No, they are not like poultry or livestock like goats, like ram or cattle, that will not be, that you can easily detect. But in snails, you can't tell unless if you closely examine them. So that's why I told you that when you get to your farm, you have to be handpicking them one by one. Okay, you can be doing this every 2 days or every 3 days on your farm. It depends on the model that you want to adopt. On my farm, we make use of 2 days, because I know that if a snake should get sick today, it can't die tomorrow. Okay, so in doing it 2 days at interval, I will be able to dictate. Okay, so now I'm picking this, I'm picking this, I'm picking this, I'm picking this. Okay, they are good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Of course, I'm not picking this one because you can see they are moving, they are migrating. So that's why I'm not picking them. This one is sticking to the wall or to the wood or to the pen, so I know that it's good, it's alive. So I'm to pick those ones that are facing down, that are not getting stuck to anything. So you can see I'm picking them. Okay, so I haven't done this, so you'll be able to tell that okay, your snails are active and they are alive. Then number two is the fact that how do you detect if your snails are lacking calcium? Okay, now look at this pen here. You see the coloration of these snails. Okay, you can see the coloration. This is looking so fresh, brownish. This is looking fresh. They are all looking fresh. But if you look at this very one here, can you see the coloration is getting whitish? This is a sign that this snail is lacking calcium. Okay, this is a sign that is lacking calcium. Now if you look at this one here too, you see that it's looking whitish. The shell is not fresh enough. Okay, so this will show that this snail is lacking calcium. So you have to do something about it fast. Okay, so you have to get a calcium supplement or calcium to give to this very snail. Okay, so is either you isolate them, you handpick them, so that you concentrate the feed on calcium, calcium laden feed. Okay, or of course while you are doing that, you have to give the rest too. Now for you to know how to clean your trenches or your pen, or So you have to pick out the fuses, the waste, you know, or such. Now let me have that bowl. Okay, so you need your bowl, you need a spoon. You can see the way I'm picking. So this is one of the wastes. Okay, so you pick them. So you have to do this almost every day, so as to ensure that your snail pen are clean. So this will not be able to attract germs, you know, or bring disease to your farm. Okay, so you are doing this. So for some of us that doesn't know how snail fuses look like, okay, this is it here. So it doesn't have to be this colored. Okay, the color, you know, the color of the fuses or the waste will be determined by the feed that you feed to them. For instance, if I fed them with a watermelon, for instance, you know, watermelon is reddish in color, so it means these fuses or this waste will be reddish. Okay, so don't just be expecting all your fuses or the waste to look like this. No, it depends on the feed that you feed to them. So it's garbage in, garbage out. So in this video now, just a quick recap. We've spoken about how to clean your hand, the first thing to do when you get to your farm. Then how to identify a calcium lacking snail, that if your snail is lacking calcium. Of course, you know, calcium helps them to grow. You know, calcium help the shell to grow. You know, in fact, I had 2 clients here this morning that once asked me, in fact, of course, differently. One came, he has gone. Then behind the scene now, I'm having some of my clients here, right here now. So she just asked me that, okay, what would they do for the shell to grow? Would they be handpicking shells for them to grow? Because there's this taboo that snail will, you know, get out of its shell once it's overgrown this stage to enter another shell. I said that's a lie. Okay, the question I now asked her was that when you were a baby, you came with that bone, you know, you were a baby, did you change your bone as you are growing? And she said no. I said, so it's the same thing. You didn't change your bone. As you are eating, as you are growing, all the bones were growing too. You know, your head, you know, was growing, everything about all the parts of the body were growing. Same thing to snails. And I'm sure that this shell is not as hard as human bone. Okay, so if human bone can grow, how much more this? So what helps this to grow is the calcium. Okay, so when you see your snail looking whitish, it's a sign. That thing is telling you that, sir or ma, I need calcium. Okay, it's telling you I need calcium. So in the next video, I will show you how we feed them. Of course, we'll be feeding them with orange this morning. So from the stable of November's farm, thank you. Bye for now.